This is the story of a boy named Choy Nami, who is seen being fed by his mom. It becomes apparent that Choy has a prosthetic leg and always has a blindfold over his eyes. His mom, while feeding him, repeatedly tells him never to remove the blindfold from his eyes, no matter what happens. During this conversation, Choy's dad comes home, visibly angry at the two of them because they had been out of the house that day. Choy's dad suspects that they tried to escape and, in his rage, starts beating Choy's mom. Unable to tolerate it anymore, Choy removes the blindfold from his eyes to protect his mom, despite her desperate pleas not to do so. Suddenly, something inexplicable happens. Choy's dad stops in his tracks, leaves the house, walks into the middle of the road, twists his neck, and kills himself. Witnessing this, Choy's mom is driven to the edge of madness. She hugs Choy lovingly, but her hands slowly move to his neck as she begins to strangle him. To save himself, Choy looks into his mom's eyes, and the scene cuts abruptly. In the next scene, we see Choy and his mom by a riverbank. As soon as they arrive, Choy's mom regains her senses, starts crying, and begs her son for her life. Here, it is revealed that Choy possesses a unique power, the ability to control people just by looking at them and make them do whatever he wants. This is why his mom had always insisted he never remove the blindfold. Years pass, and Choy has grown up. His powers have significantly intensified. He lives a life of isolation to hide his abilities from others. Using his powers, Choy easily manipulates people, steals money, and fulfills his needs. He doesn't have a home but lives in luxury by hypnotizing the staff at a high-end hotel called Malishan Hotel. The scene cuts to introduce a new character, Inkuban, who works at a recycling plant. Inkuban has two close friends and enjoys his life with them. One day, while his friends drop him home after a fun outing, Inkuban is distracted during a conversation and gets hit by a passing truck. Despite the severe accident, Inkuban survives miraculously but is injured. However, the doctors are not too concerned, as he begins to recover at an unprecedented rate. This is a first in their medical history. Within a few days, Inkuban fully recovers and returns to work, only to find out he has lost his job. Disheartened but determined, he starts searching for a new one and eventually gets hired at a small store as a security guard. The shop owner tells him that thefts frequently occur at the store, but the CCTV cameras never capture the thief. Inkuban's job is to prevent these thefts. One day, Inkuban meets a girl named Young, the shop owner's daughter. They develop a good understanding and start to bond. Days pass, and Inkuban seems content with his life. However, one day, his friends visit him at the shop, and while they are catching up, Choy suddenly appears. As soon as Choy arrives, he hypnotizes everyone in the shop. With his powers now stronger than ever, he commands the shop owner to open the locker and hand over the money. Inkuban realizes he cannot move his body and struggles to regain control over himself. With immense effort, he breaks free from Choy's control, shocking Choy as it's the first time someone has resisted his power. Realizing his theft could be exposed, Choy hypnotizes Inkuban's friends and orders them to hold Inkuban down. He then commands Young to pick up a knife and stab Inkuban in the stomach. Due to his extraordinary healing ability, Inkuban survives the stabbing. He attempts to catch Choy but is electrocuted by the shop owner under Choy's command, allowing Choy to escape. In the next scene, we see Inkuban in a hospital. Thanks to his superpowers, he has survived, but the shop owner did. Meanwhile, Choy is deeply troubled by the fact that someone resisted his powers. He is also guilt-ridden because his actions caused someone's death, a murder he must now cover up. That night, Choy sneaks into the shop to steal the CCTV footage. However, Inkuban and his friends had anticipated this and were already there to retrieve the footage. Choy doesn't come alone. He brings a group of hypnotized individuals to attack Inkuban and his friends. Fearing for their lives, Inkuban's friends flee, but Inkuban stays behind, determined to expose Choy. Using his powers, Choy locates Inkuban and attacks him to seize the footage. However, Inkuban escapes to his van with the footage. As Inkuban drives away, he notices Choy is now alone. Choy doesn't attack or fight back, leading Inkuban to realize that Choy can only act through others. Taking advantage of this, Inkuban decides to capture Choy and begins following him. Choy deliberately stops in a desolate area, forcing Inkuban to stop his van as well. The moment Inkuban steps out of the van, he is ambushed by a group of people under Choy's control. Choy had already seen the group from afar and manipulated them to attack Inkuban. Before they could kill him, Inkuban uses his electric gun to shock Choy directly. The attack distracts Choy, freeing the people from his control. With the people no longer under his influence, Inkoban takes the opportunity to cover Choy's face with a cloth, ensuring he cannot use his powers to hypnotize anyone else. And then he took him to the police station, where he told the officers the whole story, how Choy used his superpower to control people, commit thefts, and how he had even committed a murder. It was such a strange story that the police had never heard anything like it before. They thought Inkoban might be crazy or perhaps intoxicated. However, Inkoban pleaded with them to believe him. One officer was about to remove Choy's mask when Inkoban screamed from behind, "No, don't take off his mask." But the officers didn't listen to him and removed the mask anyway. As soon as they did, Choy immediately brought them all under his control. Using his power, Choy made the officers attack Inkoban's sister, but somehow, she managed to escape, and Inkoban fled the police station. Choy now felt threatened by Inkoban and decided to kill him. He began pursuing Inkoban, who had reached a railway station. At the station, Choy took control of all the people standing there, yet he still couldn't spot Inkoban. To lure him out, Choy commanded a woman to throw her child in front of an approaching train. He knew Inkoban would emerge to save the child, and he was right. Inkoban stepped in, saved the child, but sustained severe injuries in the process. Choy believed that Inkoban was now as good as dead, unaware of Inkoban's superpower of rapid healing. After this incident, Choy released everyone from his control and quietly left. He returned to his luxurious hotel, only to find many police officers conducting an investigation in his room. As soon as he entered, he used his powers to control them and made them leave. The scene shifted to Inkoban, who had fully recovered and was now sitting in his friend's garage. He told his friend the entire incident, how Choy had endangered a child's life just to catch him and how ruthless Choy was. His friend believed him and decided to help him take down Choy. Meanwhile, the police also started suspecting Choy and went to his mother's house for an investigation. However, Choy learned about this beforehand and reached there in time. He killed all the officers and, now paranoid, even began seeing his own mother as a threat. He thought of killing her but stopped when he saw tears in her eyes. Before leaving, he left some money for his mother, which he had stolen earlier. In the meantime, Inkoban's friend designed a van with special flashing lights at the back that could temporarily blind Choy and disrupt his powers, allowing them to capture him. Armed with this plan, Inkoban and his friends set out to find Choy. However, before they could locate him, Inkoban fell asleep in the van. He woke up to a violent jolt and saw one of his friends attacking the other who was driving. Inkoban immediately realized that Choy was controlling them and watching from afar. To find Choy, Inkoban stepped out of the vehicle and spotted him entering a building. Inkoban followed and discovered that Choy had controlled a large number of people inside. Using their voices, Choy began speaking to Inkoban, saying, "Ever since you arrived, everything has gone wrong. I used to steal quietly without putting anyone's life at risk, but now, because of you, I've had to commit murders. You are responsible for all this chaos." After saying this, Choy began throwing people off the roof one by one. Inkoban couldn't do anything to save them and was forced to leave the building. Choy followed him outside, where Inkoban's friends attacked Choy with their special weapon. However, Choy managed to control one of the friends and stop the attack. Inkoban desperately searched for his friends, but they were nowhere to be found. Finally, he returned to his shop and was horrified to find both his friends hanging from nooses. He knew this was Choy's doing. Before Inkoban could act, Choy trapped him and hanged him as well, leaving him to die before walking away. Somehow, Inkoban spotted a knife nearby, used it to cut the rope, and saved himself. Unfortunately, he couldn't save his friends, and this filled him with immense grief. Determined to stop Choy from causing more harm, he went after him. Inkoban saw Choy getting into Young's car and knew her life was now in danger. He began chasing them. Choy, controlling several drivers on the road, caused them to brake simultaneously, leading to a massive accident. Inkoban, however, managed to avoid it by activating a special button in his car, which turned it into a rocket and sped it out of harm's way. The scene shifted to Choy taking Young to a tall building. He planned to throw her off the building to eliminate any witnesses to her father's murder case. Inkoban arrived just in time and attacked Choy. He was about to kill Choy when he saw Young standing dangerously close to the edge. As he moved to save her, Choy shot him. Enraged, Choy began beating Inkoban, but the latter taunted him by speaking ill of his father, diverting Choy's attention. This gave Young enough time to break free from Choy's control and climb down to safety. Taking advantage of Choy's distraction, Inkoban grabbed him and jumped off the building. The fall killed Choy, but Inkoban survived thanks to his rapid healing superpower. In the final scene, some time had passed. Inkoban, now paralyzed, was sitting at a railway station where he met Young, who had become an air hostess. During their conversation, they noticed a child wandering dangerously close to the train tracks. The child fell, and everyone closed their eyes in fear. When they opened them, they saw that Inkoban had saved the child's life. Seeing this, Young smiled, and the story ended there.